Welcome, everybody. Today, we're going to be discussing the REAP program through the USDA, which is the Rural Energy for America program. Going to be discussing a few things. Generally, what is the REAP program and what projects will the REAP program fund? What businesses are eligible and where those businesses can be located? And then a brief overview of how to apply and what resources we can provide through the Arrowhead Center and ensuring the successful submission of your application with the USDA. And so first, what is the REAP program? Again, it's the Rural Energy for America program. It's a USDA program that provides guaranteed loan financing and grant funding to agricultural producers or rural small businesses for up to 50% of the cost for your project. And these funds can fund projects that either install or update renewable energy systems or to make energy efficient improvements to your business. And so for renewable energy systems, most people who apply for this category are installing solar panels for their business, but it can also cover geothermal heating and cooling systems or wind turbines, any other renewable energy system that you want to install to your agricultural business or small rural business. The grant funding also provides monies for energy efficiency improvements. So if you want to upgrade your HVAC systems, your heating and cooling systems, as well as upgrade or install insulation and lighting upgrades such as LED systems. You can also install or upgrade cooling and refrigeration units, changing outdoors windows, as well as converting diesel to electric motors for irrigation systems at your agricultural business. Now, next is who qualifies for this. One of the big categories is agricultural producers, where 50% of your gross income comes from agricultural operations. Now, agricultural businesses can be located either in rural or non-rural areas. And the map to the right is a basic outline of what the USDA will help to determine whether your business is in a rural area. And so rural areas in New Mexico is essentially all of New Mexico except for Las Cruces, Albuquerque, and Santa Fe. You can double check your business's eligibility and if it's in a rural area by going to the USDA.gov website, which we'll provide at the end to check out the eligibility map. Now, if you're not an agricultural producer, the grant is also available for small businesses, must be a for-profit business, and you must be located in an eligible rural area. Also, you must qualify as a small business as determined by the Small Business Administration, which can also be checked on their website as well, the SBA.gov website. Now, thinking about applying for the program, the big one is when you can apply. The USDA accepts applications on a quarterly basis. So March 31st, June 30th, September 30th, and December 31st. Those are the deadlines. Your application won't be reviewed until after that deadline. So if you're working on your application in January and you submit it, it won't get started to review until after March 31st. Same thing if you're applying in July and you submit it, it won't start getting reviewed until after September 30th. Now, after you submit and after the deadline passes, usually takes about 6 to 8 weeks for review before you hear back with approval or denial of your application. Oftentimes with the denial, the USDA will come back and let you know about any issues they see with your application. So it's not necessarily a hard no. It may be a hard no depending on if you're eligible or not, but oftentimes they'll come back and say, fix these components of your application and submit again before the next deadline. So there's still opportunity if you're denied the first time to get in a successful application. Now, one of the big questions that always comes up is when do I receive my funds after my application has been approved? So the NM REAP program is a reimbursement grant. So you will have to have all of your funding upfront for your project. And then after your project is complete, then you submit a couple more documents and the USDA will provide your reimbursement directly to your account. So after your system is installed, after all the upgrades are done and the project is complete, then you will receive your funds after that to compensate and reimburse you for up to 50% of your project. There is some additional paperwork, but again, we'll help guide you through that process as well. So the role of NM REAP at the Arrowhead Center is to help ensure the successful completion of your application. The way we do that is we'll help prepare and review your application before we submit it to the USDA. We also provide guidance on SAM.gov registration. SAM.gov is the website where your business must be registered in order to receive any federal funding, and we'll help guide you through that process. We'll do one-on-one consultations with you so we can meet you weekly, we can meet you bi-weekly, just to help you feel supported throughout the application process and answer any questions as they come up and as you complete that application. We also provide assistance in completing an energy audit for your business to determine how the project is going to make your business and its infrastructure more sustainable. Now, to get started, we highly suggest reviewing some of the resources that we're providing at these links, which can be found at our website. So we have the NM REAP website at the Arrowhead Center. On there is a vast library of resources, eligibility maps, checklist for documents that you'll need, and a general overview of the process for submitting your application with the USDA. And then there's also being provided is the website directly to the USDA, so you can review some of the grant information through them as well. Highly suggest in order to get started, go to the Arrowhead Center link and fill out the Get Started link. After we receive that, we'll reach out to you to set up a first one-on-one meeting consultation to discuss your business, your project idea, and then to review next steps from there and come up with a well-structured timeline to get your application in before the next deadline hits. You can also reach out directly to myself. I'm Justin Camberg, the program manager at Arrowhead Center for New Mexico REAP, as well as Kristen Moorhead, who is the program director. Feel free to reach out to us directly with any questions, or if you need help filling out the intake form and setting up a meeting, and we'd be happy to help. And with that, we thank you for joining us today and look forward to helping you get your NM REAP funds.